I'm on a journey to 100% and platinum every Battlefield game. And why not start in chronological order at World War 1 with Battlefield 1. Developed by DICE in 2016, graphically, Battlefield 1 still holds up incredibly well and was a joy to go back to, for the most part. Like most AAA shooters out there, Battlefield is known for its mix of online gameplay and campaign, apart from 2042 that is.
Ugh, it's hideous!
So, let's start with the online, as that's where a big portion of the trophies are from. Mainly the DLC ones, which are required if we're going to get 100%. As you can imagine, with this game being 8 years old, and with 2 newer Battlefield games being released afterwards, as well as a plethora of other online shooters, the game is kind of dead by now. Not necessarily for the main game, as there are still lots of active users on the base game maps, but for the DLC maps, the player base is non-existent, and that is really going to be a problem here, more so later on. Luckily, there are a couple of solutions, as Battlefield 1 gives players the opportunity to rent servers, which still allow you to earn online trophies. Meaning with some boosting buddies, we could actually get the majority of the trophies done. So after opening about 100 loot boxes, I start the process of grinding out some easy DLC trophies with a Mr. Whooper's dad. Who is Whooper's dad? I have no clue, but without his help, this video would have not been possible, so he deserves all the credit for helping out. The trophies themselves are quite simple to begin with, such as getting a roadkill with a sea vehicle, because, you know, apparently the sea is a road. Oh, fuck.
There you go, locked in now.
No turning back. Getting 25 kills with the... Wait, hold on.
Saint-Chamond.
And 25 kills with the Lance as cavalry. All pretty straightforward. But here's where the services of Whooper's father come in handy. You see, there are 4 trophies in particular, one in each DLC, which add a huge grind to the online component to this game. And they are for getting a kill with each of the weapon variants for each DLC pack. Maybe someone in the comments can go into more detail with this than me, but essentially, to unlock the weapon variants, you have to do certain challenges with weapons. And this can take hundreds of hours of grinding. Or, you could just have someone as kind as Whooper to drop them for you, and continuously let you pick them up and shoot him with them. Oh yeah, I got it.
How the fuck did you miss that?
I got 2. So whilst I didn't really grind for this, and it's probably going to piss people off, I unlocked the 4 rarest trophies in the game. The other DLC trophies honestly aren't too bad. They're for things such as performing a melee kill on a flame trooper, and winning 5 rounds of this completely dead game mode called Supply Drop, which unlike some other DLC trophies, don't require 20 people to start the game mode. By doing this, I also earned Endure the Winter for playing around on all of the SAR maps. From here, I got some other DLC objectives done, such as clubbing poor Whooper's papa a bunch of times, using the British Dreadnought, and shooting down airplanes from a blimp. The final thing I had to do was use the Leavens projector to get 1 kill, and with that, we parted way with Whooper's dad. What a guy. And that had us done with most of the DLC trophies. And I say most because there was 2 big ones left that would cause me hours of doing nothing but waiting and praying. Because, well, most of the servers for these operations, they look like this. I wasn't recording at the time, but with a group of 10 of us, we managed to brute force the server into letting randoms join, until eventually we found us in a game with 64 players. I have to stress, this took about 4 hours of waiting for this to happen, so it was a relief to get this out of the way eventually. Some simple base game online trophies, which I earned, were for winning a round, reaching level 10, and completing 1 service assignment, which for me was just capturing 5 objectives. Unfortunately, there was still 1 more trophy of the same vein to get, and I'd have to wait a whole 24 hours before I actually managed to get in a server with the same few people. In typical fashion, we actually found a game whilst I was out of the house. So in a channel first, I actually earned the next 2 trophies on my phone on remote play whilst out and about. You can probably tell from the horrible gameplay, in which I earned Play the Objective for finishing 25 objective orders from the squad leader, and finally at the end of the mission, the dreaded Gallipoli Operation mission. Almost done with the online portion, we basically just get to sit back and enjoy the online for what it is. Total war and intense battles, and it holds up incredibly well 8 years later. We just have to play as each class until we reach rank 2 with each of them. And honestly, this was a joy to do. It doesn't take long and is earned by capturing objectives and defeating enemies. For my final DLC trophy, I needed to play as a French medic for 30 minutes, before reaching rank 2 for the medic, the scout, the assault rifle, and finally the support class, as well as a bonus trophy for reaching rank 1 in all. And with that, 29 out of 51 total trophies have been earned, leaving only those left in the campaign. And the campaign in Battlefield 1 is pretty cool. I believe it's the first of the series to focus on many different characters, as it shows the war from different soldiers' perspectives. The first of 5 campaigns takes place with the British Army pushing through the German front lines into France, towards the end of the war. It primarily is focused around this tank called the Black Bess, where we take charge of it and make way through the front lines. Can I not change guns at all? I can. That would have made it... What an idiot. In order to 100% the campaign section of the game, we're going to have to play through on hard difficulty. For the trophy, the war to end all wars. But to be honest, aside from a couple sections, this wouldn't prove to be too difficult. I do feel confident in my first person shooter abilities. But before then, we earned many more trophies along the way. You see, in the campaign, there are 2 kinds of collectibles we're going to have to get. Field manuals is the simple ones, where there are some dotted around in each mission, and there's a trophy tied to collecting the first one. The other thing we have to do is challenges, and whilst most of them are straightforward, and can be done on any difficulty, some can be a right pain. But before that, we finish the first mission, where the tank gets overrun by the Germans towards the end. This is then followed by the second mission, where we navigate through the fog to escape. It's in the third mission of the campaign we earn a trophy for completing our first challenge. This one is unmissable as you obtain it just by doing the objective for this mission to repair the tank. And shortly after, we earn a trophy for getting 10 melee kills. It's also here, in this location, there's another trophy to pick up. Right, so in here, I can pick up this sword, and if I stab someone, I think I get a trophy. There's a guy up here, let's just stab him. Mightier than a shovel, find a hidden cavalry sword and take down an enemy on the French countryside in the campaign. After getting the tank up and running again, there's a final mission where we fight through the German front lines and take down many opposing tanks. And on hard, this was a tricky mission to get through with a fair few fails. Fuck's sake, man. But it wasn't long before we finished and earned the trophy for completing Through Mud and Blood. The next set of missions are pretty cool. Unfortunately, there aren't really any trophies aside from completing the story to get here. But just know I continue to get collectibles and complete challenges along the way. The first one is like a flying tutorial, and we get introduced onto how to follow our ally, which somehow I fucked up. Fuck's sake. There's some really cool dogfighting and this jaw-dropping air battle before we take down a few blimps in London and earn our last collectible for this campaign. It's at the end of this mission I spent some time unlocking the last codex entry for shooting down 10 aircrafts within 30 seconds. It can be a tough one to do, but with the checkpoints, this only took a couple of tries. That's it, that's the hard one. Okay, cool. Now I can actually just finish the mission. And with that, the second campaign is finished. It was here I went back and replayed some missions to complete some challenges I missed, such as defeating 2 enemies with a tripwire, and then getting through this trench section without being spotted, which netted a trophy for completing 10 challenges. Shortly after, we obtained the trophy for finding all of the codex entries in this war story, a trophy which is also tied to each of the individual campaigns as well. The third war story brings us to Italy, and I'm gonna try to not butcher this, the Avanti Savoia missions, where we take control of Luca Vincenzo, oh god, my Italian ancestors are probably screaming at me, Cocciollia? The premise of this mission is a story of 2 brothers in separate battalions, and in typical Italian style, it's told with a soft voice and with Godfather-esque music in the background. However, the gameplay is a completely different feel. The first portion has us play as a juggernaut, and it's pretty fucking cool. For the most part, you can just walk through and tank lots of shots. By throwing dynamite and killing 5 people in this mission, I earned a trophy. The end of this portion has us take down planes before we attempt to find Luca's brother. Unfortunately, it hasn't ended well for him. But at least there's a trophy for us awaiting. Again, after this, I just cleaned up the codex entries for this mission as well. Right, so that's the last field manual. Now, if I take out a few more people with pistols, I should get a trophy. There it is, conquering the mountains, unlock all codex entries in Avanti Savoia. And then we're on to the next war story, The Runner. And it is very much that. You play as an Australian messenger, and apart from a couple tricky sections, there's not too much to it. So with the final war story looming upon us, I cleaned up some of the additional trophies from the previous campaigns. I replayed the first campaign, which required me to destroy all of these flak guns, and oh boy that was a pain. I backtracked throughout the whole mission twice, but apparently I missed one and couldn't find it. Oh, I've missed one. What do you mean I fucking missed one? Where could I possibly have missed one? So it took me over an hour just for this one stupid challenge. I then played through the fog mission again without getting spotted, and then completely avoided any enemies to get through this area in the tank without taking any damage, earning me the most frustrating set of challenges, but at least a trophy for my troubles. The runners challenges in comparison were very simple, so that didn't take too long after. There it is, the hills of Gallipoli, leaving only the last war story left for a dopamine rush of finishing off all the trophies. The format for the last 3 missions are very simple. The first one is very short, for simply sneaking onto this train. Doing this unspotted also completes a challenge. The middle mission has us run around and take out these 3 Ottoman officers. By taking them out with melee kills, that also earns us a trophy. There is Triple Bullock Bashi, but I would have to replay this mission again, taking them out using a tank and a sniper rifle in order to complete all of the challenges. The third portion has us collect the last field manual collectible in the game. We should get a trophy for this. Oh, if it's going to let me pick it up. Is it going to let me pick it up? Enough for a library. And then the main part of it is destroying this train. Which, if we do without using guns, so they can't get destroyed by planes, we complete the last challenge in the game and a well-deserved trophy for our troubles. One there, one here. Come on, let's turn around. Master of Adaptation. Every challenge in the campaign is done. I can actually, let's do it. Let's quit. Because if I beat this on hard, we'll get the last trophy in the game. So all I had to do was complete the campaign on hard difficulty. Is that done it? That's done it. Sweet. I don't know how much left of the campaign there is from here, but that is, I think that's the big bit done. Oh, we should get them all. Okay, nothing is written. Complete nothing is written. All men can dream. Unlock all codex entries in nothing is written.
Huh?
Anything else? What am I missing then? Oh, this. Closing message. Okay. The Great War. Complete the campaign on normal. The War to End All Wars. Complete the game on hard. And World War I Hero. 100% of all trophies in Battlefield 1, including the DLC. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new around here. Stay tuned for maybe some more Battlefield games coming soon, and click on screen for another video by me.